in those days, I mean, self-publishing wasn't nearly as easy as it is now.
No.
Because I would take it into a bookstore and they would laugh at me, probably with good reason, but they would laugh at me. It was a pitiful product, but we'd talk about it, and finally, they'd be getting requests because I was out in the marketplace stirring things up, and finally we got a few bookstores to carry it. The first place I sold it was in a video store because nobody else would sell it. Yeah.
Was that here in Nashville?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. We had a guy, the place where I used to rent the VHSs. I went in to rent the VHSs, and I'm giving this guy my money all the time. I said, hey, you need to put some of my books on the counter. And he goes, I'm not buying those books. I said, put them on consignment. I'll just lay them out here. And I came back in a few days later, and they were all gone. I said, what'd you do with my books? He said, I sold them. Hey, well,
awesome.
Got some more in the trunk.
Was there a way in which that took you to another level in terms of your platform that ran parallel to what you were doing in radio, or how did it assist it? Especially after you got the New York publishing deal on the book.
Well, certainly the New York publishing deal was a big deal because that took us places we didn't know how to get to. I mean, we debuted the book tour on the Today Show. I'd never done anything like that. We got People Magazine and CBN with Pat Robertson. This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, these were big clears, and we did a 21-city book tour and a bunch of stuff, put it on the New York Times as a result of that marketing plan that I didn't have the sophistication to put together at the time.
Can I ask you a real personal question? Were you scared during any of that? I mean, did you feel like you were overwhelmed or playing above your game, or just hoping to get through it and really connect and make a difference?
I was so on point and so task-driven that...
You've been accused of that.
Yeah, a time or two. And honestly, I didn't stop and enjoy it enough.
Really?
I was just, and I really wasn't nervous. It was just like, we're doing this,
Yeah.
It's like Super Bowl, we're here, and so I didn't stop to be nervous, and I didn't stop to enjoy it, which was kind of sad, really.
Yeah. If you look back on that, was there some things you would do differently if you were launching that book again?
Well, certainly the environment has completely changed.
Boy, that's the truth.
In terms of how you do a book today, how you run a marketing plan today. The things that are available to us are wonderful today. It's probably not life or death, but in those days it was all I had, so it was life or death.
Yeah.
Today, if we do a book and it's not a big deal, well, it's not a big deal. We'll be okay. We'll survive that. That was all I had.
All your eggs were in that.
I had one child, and I had to get that child into the NFL. Wow. I mean, we had to coach them up, and so I was a little intense.
Let's go to the next book. Yes, you were intense, and I found that out later working with you on this book, The Total Money Makeover. And this book, it didn't launch your platform, but I think it took it to another level and expanded into other markets. But I've told the people that are listening to this about the story from my side before we're having this conversation, but I'd love to get the story from your side, how that book was born, and what happened during the tour and how it affected your platform.
I hope our stories match. My memory is it was all your idea. That's actually my memory. You were at Thomas Nelson and came over and said, hey, we want to sign you up to do a financial book. And I went, that's a novel idea, Mike. And really, you got to be kidding me. And he said, no, hear me out. And made me sign actual agreements not to steal the idea. Like,
I forgot about that part.
And it's the first time I'd ever done that. So, but we've been friends, and I trusted you, and you came in, and it was a great idea. And the Total Money Makeover, of course, the makeover craze was big. Extreme Home Makeover was just hitting white hot, and so we kind of rode that a little bit with the name. And it was your title. You came up with the title, and then we sat down and started going, okay, it's a great title, it's a great time, I'm due to hit the market again with another book. I can't really say the same thing over again with a different jacket on it and have integrity. And so that became for me, my big problem was the integrity push on that. And so we talked it through and finally figured out Financial Peace was what to do, Total Money Makeover was a process book, it was how to do it. And you guys came up with the idea, you did, of modeling it after. There was a huge book called Body for Life.
Yes.
And so this book, the original version of this book looked dramatically like Body for Life.
Before and after pictures.
Yeah. We had before and after. But I mean, even the text and the sizing and everything of it was a little bit similar. And because that was a craze, that was a process book. Everyone at the Y had Body for Life opened up on the treadmill while they're doing it. And we thought, if we can do that for finance, we've got something. And it turns out we did.